Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Shikha Sambarkar and today our topic is Computer Network Part 22. Here today we will discuss about electronic mail protocols such as SMTP, POP3, protocols for chat and video conferencing, VoIP, wireless technologies such as Wi-Fi and WiMAX. This video is helpful for class 12 CBSE students, those who have opted computer science and informatics practices as an optional subject, and other students also can watch the video, those who are interested in this computer network field. So let's start our topic. Here first we will discuss about electronic mail protocols such as SMTP and POP3. SMTP and POP3, I have discussed about this in my previous video also. So this SMTP and POP3, SMTP Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, it is used while sending email. You can see the image here. While sending email, this SMTP protocol is used, and while receiving email, this POP3 is used. So this POP3 is a post office protocol version 3. So the basic difference is here you can see in the image. SMTP is used while sending emails, electronic mails, and POP3 is used while receiving emails. Now there are some points related to this SMTP and POP3. This SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and it is used for sending emails across the internet. As we have seen in the previous slide, previous image, it is used for sending emails across the internet. And by default, the SMTP protocol works on these ports. First is port 25, second is port 465. This port 25, it is non-encrypted port. Non-encrypted port we can say unsecure port. And port 465, it is encrypted port. Encrypted port we can say secure communication. In case of this port 465, this is secure communication. And POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3, it defines the rules about receiving emails. It defines the rules about receiving emails from a remote server to a local email client. From a remote server to local email client, it also makes it possible for the users to download their received email messages onto their local computer so that they can read them even when they are not connected to the internet. It means offline reading. By default, the POP3 protocol works on these ports. First is port 110, second is port 995. So port 110, it is non-encrypted port, or we can say unsecure email communication is here. And port 995, it is encrypted port, or we can say secure email communication is here. So this is POP3 and SMTP. SMTP for sending emails, POP3 for receiving emails. Now the next is protocols for chat and video conferencing and VoIP. Here chatting and video conferencing. We all are aware about these terms, chatting or we can say text messages like that. You all are aware about this chatting. Chatting we can say online textual talk in real time. Online textual talk in real time, it is called chatting. And video conferencing, we all are aware about this. The online teaching is going on nowadays, and that Google Meet and some other platforms are also available like Zoom. So this video conferencing, it's a two-way video phone conversation among multiple participants. What is it? It's a two-way video phone conversation among multiple participants. You all are aware about this. And most common protocols for chat and video conferencing are IRC. IRC is a Internet Relay Chat. IRC, H.323, SIP. SIP is a Session Initiation Protocol. And here VoIP. VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. Voice over Internet Protocol. It's a technology that enables voice communication over the internet through the compression of voice into data packets. that can be efficiently transmitted over data networks and then converted back into voice at the other end. So this is an important technology, voice over internet protocol. Voice over internet protocol allows for the transmission of voice along with other data over the packet switched networks and provides an alternative to traditional telephone networks which use a fixed electrical path to carry voice signals through a series of switches to a destination. So this we can say VoIP allows for the transmission of voice along with other data. This is an alternate. This is an alternate solution for traditional telephone networks. So this is VoIP and it is very important for exams. Now Wi-Fi and WiMAX wireless technologies are Wi-Fi and WiMAX. You all are aware about these two. Wi-Fi is a wireless fidelity. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity, which can connect us to the internet without a direct line from our PC to the ISP. This is wireless fidelity and it can connect us to the internet without a direct line from our PC, our system to the ISP internet service provider. For Wi-Fi we need there are some points which are needed for Wi-Fi. First is a broadband internet connection. Second is a wireless router which relays our internet connection from the wall to the PC. From the wall means ISP. And third is a laptop or desktop with a wireless internet card or external wireless adapter. So these things are needed. And WiMAX. WiMAX stands for Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. Worldwide Interoperability for Microwave Access. It's a wireless digital communication system. WiMAX. WiMAX can provide broadband wireless access. BWA. WiMAX can provide broadband wireless access up to 30 miles or we can say 50 km for fixed stations and 3 to 10 miles for mobile stations. In contrast, the Wi-Fi wireless local area network standard is limited in most cases to only 100 to 300 feet. WiMAX requires a tower called WiMAX base station similar to a cell phone tower. So just like a cell phone tower, there for WiMAX it requires a tower called WiMAX base station. So this is WiMAX and Wi-Fi. I hope this video is helpful for you all. Thank you. Please like, share, comment and subscribe this YouTube channel presented by Shikha Sambarkar. Thank you.